What's up, fellas? Had a loyal patron supporter that wanted me to talk about how a man should handle his pride and ego. Okay, guys, so he was asking me this question from a point that he was saying that pride was bad. Like he wanted to know how to control, keep your pride and ego under wraps. And I basically told him, dude, listen, every man that you know is successful, basically every aspect of your life, it take a certain level of pride and ego. I'm just letting y'all guys know. Now the issue is, as with everything in life, there's a fucking balance. There lies where things, go different, hit the rails different. Everything has a balance in life, guys. Okay, so let me get into this. I'm gonna give y'all some pros and cons, and basically the difference is being balanced. All right, number one, guys, the pro to having pride and ego, it prevents you from begging a woman back. Now, a lot of guys see this and they say, what kind of simp motherfucker begs a woman back? See, a lot of people interpret begging as, this is what a lot of people interpret begging as, baby, please. Guys, that's begging, but that's the extreme form of begging. This is the literal form of begging. You call somebody, and you call your ex and you say, hey, you talk to a such and such, hey, y'all broken up now. You call and you say, hey, you want to meet up this weekend for dinner? She said, no, my mama coming to town, maybe some other time. Okay, cool. She don't try to ask you for another day or reschedule another day. Okay, you say, cool, boom, you hang up. She busy, okay, cool. You put the ball in her court. You say, well, hey, if you ever want to meet up for dinner or something, let me know. Okay, you say, boom, you put the ball in her court. 2 weeks pass, she ain't called, you decide to call and ask her again. Now you're begging. Anytime you ask somebody something more than once, for something more than once, that's begging. Whenever you guys ask anybody for something more than once, you don't have to be saying, baby, please, on your knees, none of that bullshit. If you call me and you want to borrow $5 from me and I tell you, man, I ain't got it or whatever, right? Boom. If a week later you ask me to borrow $5 again, now you're begging. You ain't say please or none of that bullshit. Just asking me twice is begging. So if you call your ex-girlfriend, even if you're not saying baby please and crying on the phone, if you call her and ask her out twice without, you put the ball in her court and she didn't ever hit you up and you call again, now you're begging. That's the literal form of begging. That's why it's important to always put the ball in the woman's court. That's begging. A man who has pride and ego is only going to ask once. Put the ball in her court and then you're done with it. That's with anything you do, guys. Anything you do in life, whatever you do, you only ask once. That's it. You only ask once. If they decline, don't ask them again. That's begging. Okay, guys? So what I found out, guys, is when you in love with a woman and y'all break up, that's when your pride and ego is going to get tested the most. You won't know what your pride and ego is made of until you fall in love with a woman or you really care about a woman and the thought of some other dude, Chad and William or Mustafa, is blowing her fucking back out because that's all the thoughts you have. That's the only thing. A man that breaks up with a woman could never just think she's at home watching Seinfeld reruns. No man who ever broke up with a woman ever thinks that. That bitch gotta be fucking and sucking somebody. And that what breaks you. If you knew 100%, hey, she at home, she crying much as you'll be at home cool, chilling. It's those thoughts. Dirty Dick Rodney over there. See, that's what's gonna break you. That's what's going to break you. Who she's fucking. And your pride and ego will get tested. And what I'm telling you guys right now is no man in the history of the world has ever got his woman back begging. Ever. Never got her back begging. You might get her back initially if you call her the first time and she comes back, but it's never going to be nothing good. She's not going to be submissive. She's not going to be cooperative. Anybody with any kind of life experience knows that if you and a woman break up, you either better off walking away or letting her come back to you. In no point is it good to call a woman first after a breakup. She comes back and the relationship is smooth. It's not going to work, guys. Now, here's the con to that. Don't let that prevent you from apologizing or admitting you were wrong. You can let the bitch go, but you can still say, hey, I was wrong. If you know you neglected your girl in a relationship, there's nothing wrong with saying, apologizing, admitting that, hey, we didn't spend no quality time. I didn't never take you out on dates or provide experiences or make you feel loved or none of that. You can admit that like a man without begging or wanting her back. See, that is the con to having pride, is that you can't admit you were wrong about something. People with pride, they can never apologize or admit they was wrong about anything. I made a whole video apologizing to the passport bros. Made a whole video about it saying that, hey, we can't make all these videos talking shit about female nature and then telling you guys, or at least the Western women's female nature, and then telling you guys, well, y'all some bitches for going to South Asia or Colombia or whatever. Well, that don't even make sense. Y'all guys make all these damn videos talking shit about the Western modern woman. So then we decide to go do something about it. And then y'all criticize us for it. So I made a video basically apologizing to the passport bros, because that is contradicting myself to make these videos talking shit about female nature. And then on the other hand saying, well, why y'all going over there trying to talk to those bitches for? So I have no problem admitting I'm wrong on any situation, guys, any situation. All right, guys. But that's my first talking point on that. It prevents you from begging a woman back. And I'm going to tell y'all guys now, every man is going to have to go through that if you haven't been through it. Every man is going to have that dilemma. Every man. That's why I put that number one. That ain't number one just for nothing. That's the one. That's the one right there. That's the one. Your heart right there. That's the one that's going to test your pride the most. Every man, if you fall in love, you're going to be tempted or want to call your ex. I don't give a fuck who you are. Judge Mathis is rich. He could have very easily given his wife half his money, and he still would have been very rich. Let's just assume he worth $50 million. If that man give that woman $25 million and he keep $25 million, he's still fucking good. He's still fucking good. Now, in his situation, I have no issue with that because he analyzed that, hey, man, I basically neglected my wife for 20 years or whatever the fuck it was. In a situation like that, I have no problem. Listen, guys, if you cheated on your wife or your girl, you get caught and you want to call and apologize and see can y'all meet up, I have no problem with that. Don't hit her twice. Don't call her twice. I have no problem if you know you were dead wrong. You guys know, like Judge Mathis, he admitted, man, I neglected my wife for all X amount of years. I told her I was going to give her more time, and I didn't. If Tom Brady wanted to make amends with Giselle, I wouldn't have had no issue with it. I wouldn't have had no issues with it. You ain't been at home for 20-something years. Now, to be fair, I would have been like Tom Brady and followed my passions. Fuck that bitch. But I'm saying that I wouldn't have had no issue with him hitting her up once and basically saying, I should have been there more. I have no issue with a man admitting he was wrong. If I'm wrong, and I'll tell you I'm wrong. But I ain't finna beg you, bitch. Next, guys, pride prevents you from accepting help from family and friends and living off the government and shit like that, right? Assistance and shit like that. Guys, it's very easily. Guys, if I wanted to right now, I could live with my sister right now. Right now. Give her $200 a month. Have my own room. Orange juice with my name on it. Y'all guys know the goddamn routine. Don't be sitting there looking stupid. Y'all know the goddamn routine. And my sister wouldn't give me no issues. No issues. All her kids grown too. So she wouldn't goddamn give me no issues. She got an empty house now. One of my nephews is still young. Not too young. He getting up there. He about 16, 17. He getting up there. And so now she got a whole house. Pride, guys, is what keeps you from living like that. Pride is what, I had one guy say, he wanted to move back home with his parents so he could save up some money or do something. Pride prevents all that bullshit. Pride is what makes you do bullshit jobs that you fucking hate to provide for yourself. Because we all can provide for ourselves. It's just a matter of if we think we too good to do the jobs that we have presented before us. So whenever I watch YouTube and I see all these people crying about nobody's hiring. Funny thing is, whenever I see fast food restaurants, they always talking about they don't have enough help. But I guess you too good to do those jobs. I guess you only want to do an IT cubicle job because, Lord and behold, you too good for fast food. See, this is what I'm talking about. You see the damn videos on YouTube, everybody crying about, I can't get evicted and nobody's hiring. Oh. But every time I turn on the goddamn news, I hear people talking about something. We can't hire enough people to do this car wash. We can't. Oh, you too good to do that. Yes, you got to go to a homeless shelter and bitch on YouTube about nobody's hiring because nobody's hiring your IT six-figure job. See, guys, do any of y'all guys think I wanted to be a security guard in New York City? Did anybody think I wake up every morning like, yeah, I got a dream job? My pride wouldn't let me stop doing something to be a fucking victim. My pride is what took me into that job. No, it was not my dream fucking job. I'm not even finna sit up here and lie to you. It was not my fucking dream job. But I did what I had to do to provide for my fucking self. Yeah, I could have turned the camera on and bitched and moaned about, I want this job, this 500, Fortune 500 job, this, that, and the other. Pride prevents you from putting a burden on others. And yes, when you live off the system, you're putting a burden on us. Now, I have no issues with somebody temporarily living off the system if needed. I just don't like when somebody makes a lifestyle out of it. I don't like when somebody's on food stamp for years. I don't like when somebody's on housing for years. I don't have an issue with the women with kids because I understand child care and all this, that, and other bullshit. So like say you got a single mother with 3 kids and you got, I'm not gonna get into the decision and all that other shit. I'm just talking about this is what we got the kids here now. All right, I understand she could have kept her legs closed, but listen, the kids are here now. So this is what we're dealing with, all right? Yeah, she could have kept her legs closed before the kids got here, but they fucking here now, so we can't do I told you so. So you got a 2-year-old, 4-year-old, and a 6-year-old, or a 5-year-old, she probably, daycare for that motherfucker. What job is she gonna get that's gonna take care of that daycare? So in those situations, okay, whatever, right? But I'm talking about primarily able-bodied, men and women who don't have kids living off the system. And if you're a woman that's living off the system, I hope you're making preparations to try to get off the system. So let's hypothetically say you're a woman that has 3 kids, made bad decisions, but hey, whatever, guys. I ain't gonna get in. I don't want to get into all that bullshit. Like I told y'all guys, I ain't get a skill till I was. I became a personal trainer at 33, 34 years old, right? So we gonna sit around and chastise anybody. A lot of us ain't did what we supposed to do and made bad decisions, right? I dropped out of Job Corps. I dropped out of college. So listen, man, we all do dumb shit, right? I quit good jobs. I got fired from good jobs. I consider the mattress company a good job, got fired. I consider the cone factory a good job with benefits, I got fired. So we all do dumb shit. So I don't want to sit around here. And like I told you guys, I done got girls pregnant, and luckily they either had miscarriages or a couple of them had abortions that I didn't want them to have, but they did it anyway. So I could have very easily be sitting up here talking to y'all guys with 4, 5 kids, my goddamn self, right? So everybody make bad decisions. So let's not sit on our soapbox and let's not start that, all right? But my issue is, if you're a woman who has kids, be making preparations while you're living off the system so you don't have to live off the system and make a lifestyle out of it. So say you at home, you living on government assistance and you got government housing or whatever, take online courses so you can get that income so you don't have to live off government assistance. That's my issue. Like, there's things you could be doing now while you're living off government assistance to where you don't have to keep living off government assistance for 20 years, 18 years, or whatever the fuck it is. All right, guys. Now, the con to this is now it makes you not want to ask people for help. Y'all guys see that? I sit up here and I tell y'all guys, every video I start, I say, a loyal patron supporter ask me. And I say that's my way of giving credit to my Patreon guys who send these video requests. I would have never thought of this video in a million fucking years, and I think it's a good fucking video. And I would have never thought to make a video about this. And that's why I always start every video. Basically, I ask you guys, send me videos y'all want me to make. Y'all basically are helping me out because I can't do this shit by myself. I can't. No content creator on YouTube can do it by themselves. I'm telling you, I guarantee y'all guys, every reaction video channel y'all guys watch, people send them that. They are not scouring the net trying to find shit to react to. They supporters are sending them those videos. Are sending it to them. They don't see, they not on the internet for hours and hours trying to find shit to react to. People are sending that to them. When y'all see commentary channels and stuff like that, that's people sending them, hey, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about that? So you have to be able to ask for help. I ask y'all guys to write in the comments what y'all want me to, the videos y'all want me to make. Cause I know I can't do this shit by my fucking self. I'm not finna try to sit up here and play like a fucking hero. I can't. When I became a personal trainer in New York City, my car had got a boot on it. Now understand guys, I was a personal trainer. They closed the club down to remodel the club. I had a little savings, but in between that position of the club closing down to remodel and me becoming a personal trainer, I had vanquished all my savings, used all my savings. The first week or two as a personal trainer, my car got a boot on it. I called my sister and I said, hey, sis, can you send me some money for the boot? Because I ain't had no more savings. I had done ran through my savings because I ain't had no work for I had a little like a day here and a day there, you know, a little bullshit. But I ain't had no full-time employment for like 6 months. So ran through my little savings, started the job, get a boot on my car. I called my sister. My sister said she gonna send me the money. Luckily for me, I didn't know I was getting paid from the gym. I thought I had another week to get paid from the gym. They did direct deposit. I checked my bank account and I don't have no idea what the fuck I was checking. Maybe I got an alert or something. I don't fucking know. But I had got paid for a week and didn't even know I wasn't even expecting. I thought I had to do another week before I got paid. And I got paid. And so I called my sister and said, I don't need it. The point being is, guys, if I would have had too much pride and saved the gym hadn't paid me my money. Well, y'all guys know the Boots compound up there in New York City. I'm quite sure everywhere. Like the longest stay on there, so if I would have had too much pride and I would have said, y'all guys got to understand now I'm in New York City. You know, you want everybody back home to think you doing so fucking good. You understand what I'm saying? I could be like, well, I don't want my sister. I want her to think I'm up here doing better than what I am, so I ain't going to ask her. No, my pride would never prevent me from asking for help. I ain't going to sit on my ass and rely on help, but if I need help, I'm going to ask for help. And that's probably part of the reason why my sister didn't mind helping me. If you probably that bomb brother who always relying on other people, she probably like, oh Lord, bro, I don't even got it, bro. I just paid rent. My sister probably like, well, bro, don't ask for nothing. So if he asking for something, he must really need it. So that's another thing with asking for help. If you ask too much, then people get tired of you. But if you don't hardly ever ask people for shit, when you do ask for something, they gonna be thinking like, damn, you must really fucking need it. So guys, never be afraid to ask for help. Don't let your pride prevent you from asking for help. Next, guys. Your pride will prevent you from pursuing women who are not showing interest in you. Or as my boys like to say, burning desire. Oh man, I just love my burn. And you know what, guys? They add a little twist to it. See, I ain't been keeping up with the lingo. I got to keep up with the lingo. It's not burning desire anymore. It is genuine burning desire. Not to be confused with burning desire. It has to be genuine. Like genuine leather. Genuine burning desire. Woo, you know what? All these terms they come up with in the red pill and shit like that, guys. I'm starting to think that it's just a bunch of goddamn losers and incels who just sit in a room all fucking day and thinking of cool terminology. Cause who come up with genuine burning desire? I mean, man, listen, I love my guys, man, but let me get back to my talking point, guys. A pro to having pride is it prevents you from getting dicked around by women. Women will dick you around if you don't got pride. So I made the video all the times I simped in my life, right? Y'all guys saw alpha simp strategies, right? All the times I simped. If y'all guys ask me, well, what's the biggest, why were you simping then AMS, and why aren't you simping now? Simply my ego has gotten too big to simp. See, guys, as a man, your dick tries to override your pride and ego. It tries to override it. Your little dick, your little head tries to override your big head. But as you get older and more mature, the big head starts to win. See, that is the biggest difference between me now and then. Is that then I didn't want to take a loss. I couldn't take a loss. Pride and ego be damned. Pride and ego be damned. I am going to fuck that bitch. I don't care how long I have to pursue, go back and forth with her on the phone. I don't care if she ain't met up with me for 3 months. I'm going to keep trying because my little dick wants to fuck. My little head wants to fuck. My big head is saying, leave that bitch alone. She don't got no burning desire. But my little head says, I don't give a damn. We gonna keep trying. Y'all guys know what rejection means, right? When you're simping, right? That means just put that cape on just a little bit tighter. That's all that means. No really mean yes. So guys, It prevents you from doing bullshit like that. Over pursuing women who don't want you. The con is it prevents you from pursuing women who don't have a burning desire. See, guys, if your ego is too big, one of the reasons why I used to get laid, well, I got purpose and all this other type of shit, right? But guys, to be fair, I gotta tell the other side of it too now. I gotta be honest. Sometimes that pride gonna cost you some ass. That's why it's a con too. Sometimes you gonna give up too soon. Sometimes you gonna call a woman. She might not be available. You might wait 2 weeks, try again. She might not be available. And you give up. Sometimes persistence pays. I'm just going to put that out there. As any of my guys in sales know, sometimes those follow-ups come to fruitions. How many times have you gotten a ton of emails from some company and for months and months and months you ignored it? And then somewhere down the line, you decide to give them a try. It took them 3 years, but they finally got you. How many times have you guys seen a commercial on TV, ignored it, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. Then after 8 years, you finally decide to give it a try. Sometimes persistence does pay. So I'm just giving y'all side the cons of this, is that sometimes that ego, as in, well, if she don't got a burning desire, I'm just gonna walk away. So what's the thing in here? What's the catch to this? It's balance. It's balance. You can't expect every woman to have a burning desire. And then at other times, well, dude, she's leaving you on red. She's leaving you on red. So she might don't got burning desire. Maybe, it's a little bit lower. But it ain't in the toilet. And then over here, you got a woman that's flat out not giving you nothing and you pursuing. So the thing is a balance. What's the balance? Put the ball in her court. That's the balance. What's the balance? Don't expect her to have burning desire all the time. Most women are going to see you as a 5, 6, or 7, and then you got to just build interest. The reason I'm telling y'all guys that is because most women are not physical like that. Like they can look at you and say you handsome, you turn them on. Most women, you got to get right here. So for all you guys that want this burning desire because she saw you and you're supposed to be dripping wet, most women don't operate on that paradigm. The average woman work on here. That only gets your foot in the door. So that this whole burning desire thing off of the optics is just ridiculous because most women don't get burning desire from the optics. They can find you attractive from the optics, and the burning desire come from the seduction and the personality compatibility. Looks only get your foot in the door. Most guys expect burning desire from off their looks. And you can get that sometimes, but it's unrealistic to expect that from every girl. So that's the catch, guys, is that sometimes persistence pays. Sometimes persistence pays, and some guys give up too soon. That's the con to that. The pro is it prevents you from pursuing women who aren't giving you choosing signals and interests. Like I say, the best balance for this, guys, is ask her out. She says no, put the ball in the court and walk away. That's the best balance. Don't expect burning desire. Don't expect her to be blowing up your fucking phone. Next, guys, prevents you from another pro to having a pride and ego. It prevents you from giving up on things too soon. Most people, when I did this shit, talking about the business, And they said most people businesses fail, 90% of people business fail the first year. Who the hell thought they were gonna have a successful business in a year? Guys, it takes 5 to 10 years to build a fucking business. At least 5 to build a successful business. Now, can you get lucky? Of course, everybody can get lucky. You can get lucky. As me with my staffing agency, I could be at Starbucks and just chatting up with some guy, you know, hey man, I ain't never had that kind of coffee. Is it good? Yeah, it's pretty good, man. Hey, my name is Michael. Hey man, my name is Bama. Boom. What do you do? I have a staffing agency. What do you do? Oh, well, man, listen, I'm the manager of the hotel and we need 50 people right now. Can you get lucky like that? Abso-fucking-lutely. You can't rely on that. You can't rely on getting lucky like that. Most times you're going to have to grit it out. You can't rely on luck. So when you got pride or ego, it prevents you from just giving up on things too soon. Can't tell y'all, guys, how many times y'all done went on people's YouTube channel, for whatever reason, somebody YouTube channel who got 300 subscribers get recommended to you, right? You like, you don't even know, I don't even watch the type of content. The algorithm crazy, right? I don't even watch this type of content. Why the fuck this bullshit getting recommended to me? And then you go on there and they made 30 videos and quit 3 years ago. What the hell was that? Why even start? What, guys, if that's the perseverance you have, why even start YouTube? Why? Why even bother if that's the mindset you're going to have into it? If you ain't going into this for a long haul, don't even waste your time. If the ego is what keeps it. So ego, guy, what happens is you build an ego. Ego comes from, man, everything I do, I succeed. That's that ego. Man, everything I do, if I put my mind to it, I succeed. That's that ego. You need to have that ego to say, man, everything I do, I put my mind to, I know I can make it work if I put the time into it. The con to this is, it prevents you from giving up on things too late. We've all seen the rappers who've been trying to get their rap career off the ground for 20 years. Yeah, buddy, we're going to need you to move it along. Yeah. Y'all just heard the example I just said about the YouTube. Okay, yeah. Guys, a girl video, and like I said, I have no idea why YouTube recommend me random stupid videos that's not even relevant to the content I watch, but it do it from time to time. I guess just to piss me off. Got recommended to a woman who got over 1,000 videos. Over 1,000 videos, been on YouTube over 5 years, still ain't been monetized. That means she still doesn't have the hours. She had the subscribers. She had like 5,000 subscribers, but she couldn't get the watch hours in a year to get monetized. Because she actually made a video about this. She actually made a video about when I get. So I'm kind of weird too, right? So when YouTube recommends me these random people on YouTube for no fucking reason, I'm just curious to see what kind of content they make. So I just go through there, and she coincidentally had a video in there explaining why after all these years and all those videos, she still makes content, hoping to get monetized. And she basically explained that she couldn't get the watch hours in a year. She couldn't get them in a year. You got to get the watch hours in a year. It ain't a lifetime, it's in a year. You got to get that watch times in a year to get monetized. Now after it, you don't got to maintain it, but to get it, you got to get that, what I think it was 40,000 hours or 4,000 hours watch time. What the fuck it is, she couldn't get the watch hours. Ma'am, it might be time. It might be time. If you done made that many fucking videos and edit them and thumbnails and all this, unless it's just a pure hobby, baby, we might need to move this along. We might need, and guys, I'm never gonna buy anybody do YouTube just for a hobby. You wanna know why? Because if YouTube took monetization away right now, how many people are making videos on YouTube? It might be 12 people on there. It might be 12 people. You wouldn't see my ass. You wouldn't see my ass on there. This one bald head motherfucker you wouldn't see on there. Man, I got better things to do than just upload and make videos just for sport. Yeah, I ain't got nothing else better to do. Just now, I do understand that some people probably would make the videos because they got other stuff they push people to. So like say I want to sell my books or sell a course or consultations or something like that. So you make the videos for free and then you make your money on other stuff. I understand that. So that might be a conversation we could have. But for the people that don't have that, those other outsourced incomes, and you don't got sponsors and you just hoping to get money off of AdSense, I wouldn't waste my time with it. I wouldn't waste my fucking time with it. So in that situation there, guys, you've been rapping for 20 years, it ain't happened, bro. It's time. You've been working on your business for 15 years and you ain't turned a profit yet. It's time. It's time. I watch Shark Tank all the time and hear them tell entrepreneurs, hey, dog. It's time. It's time to let the dream go. It's time. At some point, guys, you got to let the dream go and move on and put that energy towards something else. In other words, the time it took you to make those videos, you could have been taking some online classes on something that's actually going to make you some fucking money. Unless you're going to tell me it's just for hobby. Let me ask y'all guys something right now. If the NBA stopped paying money and it was just for sport, how many basketball players you think gonna be out there running up and down that court for love? How many football players y'all think if they said, hey guys, we can't pay y'all no more, so now if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it just for the love of the sport. How many football players y'all think gonna be going out there doing that bullshit? So people could sit and holler love all they fucking want to, but people ain't finna be doing that fucking bullshit if it ain't paying. Lastly, guys, pride and ego makes you stand up for yourself. It prevents you from letting people run over you. Guys, one of the easiest things in the world to do is to avoid altercations. Is to just always turn the other cheek and shit. Always. I told y'all guys this previously, and I'm telling y'all guys this again. Anybody who ever said anything about me on YouTube before, if I worked with them or saw them, I would say something to them. I'm just not going to beef back and forth on the internet. Nobody in my life can talk shit about me or fuck with me. I'm going to stand up for myself every fucking time. Every fucking time. Period. No matter what, I'm going to stand up for myself. Bickering back and forth on the internet, okay, you internet tough guy. Always fucking stand up for your fucking self, guys. The con to this is it causes you to take shit too far. One of the issues that some of the police officers run into trouble with is that they don't use de-escalation techniques. They become the aggressor. So if y'all guys if you ever watch any of the police encounters, if you see some of the police, if y'all guys ever see some of the police, y'all watch the police activity channel. I watch a lot of those channels, Cold Blue Watch, all that. I watch a lot of those channels, right? And you quickly recognize the police that de-escalate situations and the ones that escalate situations. And when they escalate, it escalates. So you can check somebody without being the aggressor. In other words, guys, a lot of this shit is going to be toned. If y'all guys ever know that when you see the police who trying to de-escalate the situation, what are they doing? They always using de-escalation tone. They don't use an aggressive tone. They want to make sure, they convey their message, but they stay in a non-aggressive tone, because once you use an aggressive tone, then the other person typically gets aggressive. So I can stand my ground and get my point across to you that you can't cross these boundaries without being an aggressor, When I say I stand up for myself, that don't mean I whoop your ass. That means I let you know that, hey man, you crossed the boundary right there. That was disrespect. I don't gotta whoop your ass to stand up for myself. I can just set a boundary or reinforce a boundary. Okay, guys? And what you have from guys who don't got their pride and ego in check is, in a simple situation where they could have just said, hey man, you didn't say excuse me, they already got their gun in their hand. Or they already up in your face, ready to fight. When you could have simply have said, hey bro, you stepped on my shoe. Oh man, I'm sorry, my mind was somewhere else, but such and such. Instead, you went to the umpteenth degree when it didn't even take that. When you could have de-escalated the situation by just saying, excuse me, sir, you stepped on my shoe. No. Hey, motherfucker, you gonna say excuse me? You see how I escalated that? You can set a boundary without being aggressive. Now, you have to set those boundaries because it carries over in every aspect of your life, guys. And what I mean by that is, let's say a guy that you would probably never see again in your life cross a boundary and you don't set that boundary. Well, then that becomes a habit. It becomes a habit of you not reinforcing your boundaries. So when you come in contact with somebody you do see on an everyday basis, you come accustomed to disregarding it and ignoring it. And that only becomes a bigger issue over time. You want to know why? Because everybody has their breaking points. So it's important for you to set boundaries, soon, because if you don't, well, then people will keep trying to walk over you. And then at some point, you might run into issues because you might snap. Y'all guys get that? Nobody is going to let nobody keep fucking with them. Nobody is going to let nobody keep fucking with them. So at some point, the bully who's fucking with you, although you're ignoring it now, it's a good chance in the future you won't. So you got to, Vince Lombardi said, we are what we do, or something. Basically, I can't remember what the speech is. But basically he was saying, what you get in the habit of doing is who you become. If you get in the habit of reinforcing your boundaries, then that's who you become. If you get in the habit of letting people walk over you, then that's who you become. Well, it only creates a bigger issue later, because in something you could have set a small boundary with soon, since you let that go, now we've got a really big issue later on. Because that other person is going to keep crossing boundaries and keep crossing boundaries and keep crossing boundaries when all you had to do was put your foot down a long time ago. All right, guys, and you see this with kids and stuff like this when parents don't set boundaries and stuff like that. The kids only get worse for long. They done, shut up, bitch. You could have told that when you told that kid to put that toy up a year ago, you could have set that boundary then. You let that go. Michael, come in. It's time for dinner. Okay, I'll be in a minute. And he just keep pushing the boundaries, keep pushing the boundaries, keep pushing the boundaries till you have to kill the motherfucker. Oh, wait a minute. You can't say that on YouTube. Unalived. All right, guys. So, guys, I hope you guys learned something from this, guys. Pride is a good thing. Just remember there's a balance. All right. I'll get back with you guys later.